Hello everyone, my name is Angela and I'm the host of Squirrel Brain Stories. Some of you might have seen some of the posts, coming through from one of our pages that, are like videos or little short clips, but you haven't really listened to the podcast, so you don't know a whole lot about it. So I wanted to give a little intro about what it is, why I started it, what my mission is. So the podcast started as a way to my healing, because after I got out of the cult, it took me many, many years, but after I got out of the cult and after I realized that I was actually in a cult, I realized that every time I even spoke just a little bit about my experience, it felt like a little bit of weight was lifted off of my shoulders. And then I realized that talking about it was part of the healing journey. So I decided to start a podcast. We started the podcast in December. Took a few breaks, but we officially started back up in December. And, as part of my mission with this podcast, I wanted to give other survivors a platform for their voice, to find their voice, share their stories, be acknowledged, be known that what they lived through was not normal. It was not right. And they were just kids and it should have never happened. So when all of this started, the podcast and me sharing my story, the end mission was to be a platform for other survivors. And I knew that at some point that would happen, but I didn't think that it would happen so quickly. Our second survivor just started sharing his story last week on the podcast. That episode has not been posted yet, but he has started sharing his story, and we have a list of 6 other fellow survivors from the same cult who are now ready to come forward and share their stories. A lot of these stories are topics and issues, that happen that have never been reported. These abuses are not part of the original missing 16 that were identified by the Portland Police and Mace Winter. I've compiled a list of all of the members, and we're pushing over 140 members that lived at the cult. And I've identified everyone that I knew was a victim, and we have about 23 victims that I knew were being, abused in one way or another. So I'm hoping, that we can successfully reach out to all of them, give them a platform for their voices, and, can begin healing from all this